Gentlemen, map number 2. As expected, Wildcard Academy finds themselves on the city side. Incendiary and an HE for Tripex. Had some good moments on overpass, but his efforts were not rewarded as Sen needs to step up. We're looking towards the ex-player of Astralis Academy. There isn't a defuse kit, which might end up being a problem. Smoking a molly, an immediate indicator about the fact that the old boys are going to be splitting the map. Likely this will end up being a split for B. This is something that they absolutely love doing. Early peeking. There it is, clearing out connector. Here comes the smoke. They will also have a molly, either for window or for ladder room, depending. Okay, this time it will go towards window. And as they activate, as they clear out ladder room, and Incendiary, through which Tom pushes to find his dad. Tripix and Donnie combine for 2. Goofy responds with 1. Here comes the activation through apartments. Goofy keeps on looking as he keeps on fighting. Is a numbers advantage now going over to the side of Old Boys. Amsalem pressuring. Bomb has been spotted. It's an MTA bomb site, so C4 explosive will be dropped, picked up by Rallen. Rotation out of Amsalem. B2000, not one of the greatest pistols if you ask me, but maybe Amsalem's control over it is exceptional. As Sen helps him out from short. One more bullet to the head will actually turn the ties. There we have it. Amsalem is the one doing it, leaving Michu, the pistol master for the old boys, up for a clutch. He loves those odds, as he has been winning out the majority of these situations. Play against him when he has a gun. Not the greatest of dangers, but the Sen is sticking into the defusal, and as he stops it, I do believe that it will be quite close. 5 seconds. Let's see whether he has enough time. Probably he has. Final second. As Wildcard Academy steals it away from the old boys. Okay. Again, a relatively strong start for Wildcard Academy. In a close round, they managed to pull this one off. Good news for the T side is that they will have enough money to go and buy at least the single Kalashnikov that we have. Helped out by a Galil Tutson investment. Yeah, there it is. Okay, the Deagle in the light util. On a map like Mirage, these type of rounds are really tricky. Of course, you're aiming, if you're MHL, to be tagging your opponents. Pressure applied from short. There it is. Danny, good to see you. Hope that you're doing alright. Welcome back to the stream. One of the most consistent viewers that we have, as the Bulls get stopped by Donnie. Well played on his side. Expects for the next player, but cannot stop Rallen. It's a headshot delivered for us to see a 4-on-4 with so much time on the clock. But look at the pressure continues. Tom was prepared. Rallen as well will stop another. MHL goes down together with his teammates. Amsalem cannot change the outcome of the round. As the force buy again works. Old boys do it one more time. Wildcard Academy. They will have to take those extra 30 seconds because seems like history indeed repeats itself. Crazy turn of events for a second straight map. The team with the force buy makes it work. Not the end of the world though. Yeah, probably it will feel a little bit bad that you have to go win. 1900 is the loss bonus, not really optimal. An SMG with a 5.7, another upgraded pistol. Overall, Wildcard Academy, they have that tendency of losing the second round when they face force buys. Against some other teams, this has not been a huge problem. As for example, a team like Ursa was not really going for those. Oh, lovely headshot. Donnie again. Opener found. Michu taken out of the equation early. This is one way for you to open up the continuation of those trade wars. Flashwell used to clear out ramp. Give away a smoke. At this point, if you're Wildcard Academy, you just hope that you're going to be able to find those short-range duels. Either case, you cannot contest mid. It's still risky. Sending inside connector is also not one of the greatest options, because usually what the T side does is throw in a mole with a smoke. There comes a deep one for Ticket. This actually cover? No, it's actually for the triple box. Okay, not a bad idea, but if you go for this smoke, the bomb has been left so far behind. There is a world in which you end up wasting Yuto, and I feel like this is exactly what has just happened for the old boys who downed them knowing it. Probably they have tried to bait out rotations, but Ralen, he doesn't need to bait out anyone. Instead, he finds them with the Aikai. Activation there for Tom, but he cannot stop Ascend. That's a free gun picked. Let's see whether Amsterdam can find a window of opportunity for himself. I think the Wildcard Academy right now feels a little bit lost because they don't really know where the bomb is headed towards. That was the attempt out of the old boys, and they succeed in it. But Goofy is going to be coming in late. Can get cut short depending on what MHO and Ascend decided to do, and feels like they will just try and group together with Amsalam. Kevlars and one helmet in play. There isn't a defuse kit though, which could be a problem. Tutson takes a couple of shots, and as he loses, let's see, Rala needs to hold on. Triple kill for the Polish player, not anymore, as Ascend was so close but remains too far. 7 points of health separate him from another important round win. Bold boys, they could be more than happy that they get away with murder. And now the economical warfare has been won out by the old boys, so they feel quite confident coming into this fourth round. Oh, and we actually get disconnected. Oh, not what I wanted to see. Okay, a quick attempt for us to reconnect. This has been a consistent issue since the beginning of the 55th season, so nothing to be worried about. We're reconnecting as we speak. There we go, refreshing the HUD. Come on, come on, come on. We shall not miss, even though it's an eco round. And boom, boom, boom. Let me see. Did my CS crash? No. Again, I was actually unable to connect. Oh boy, yeah. Let's hope that the problem will not be as bad as it was when we watched... who did we watch? Was it Ursa? Oh, I cannot remember. But yeah, a couple days ago, there was a big problem actually with this. Okay, we just missed out on the eco round. Yeah. Quick and relatively easy cleanup. Oh, what? Oh my god, I actually... Yeah, pressed the wrong button. There we go. I'm actually using a stream deck. I'm not using my keyboard. And that's the reason as to why sometimes I'm misclicking. But we are back, ladies and gents. Nothing to be worried about. No kills have been found by Wildcard Academy. Old boys 3-1 as we go into the CT Sites' first proper full buy round. Open ends of MHL, you can see the M4s. Not necessarily one of the most aggressive CT side teams which we have had during the season. Relying more on the 3-man setups. We saw it earlier on Overpass. A couple of proactive guys. Mostly those AD defenders, but outside of that, the static setups were there. Ralen will get stopped by Donny in the attempt of him accelerating, so... At this point in time, the old boys are a bit stuck. They will need to commit. They have plenty of Yuto to work with. Double smoke is about to come for connector stairs. And Jungo and the sandwich player will get cleared out by Turtson. Important opener, MHL trades. Remember, it's a glass cannon op. So he needs to be really precise with the way he's moving right now. As Goofy looks to turn the ties. An op shot that was so close but misses. But this will not make a huge difference unless Tutson takes matters into his own hands. Knows about Tripix. So I have a relatively good idea about Donny. Surprise, surprise. Out of stairs, he appears to make Tutson soon disappear. They will not line up for him. This Wildcard Academy responds to the challenge, saying we came here to play. And we'll try to give you as good of a fight as possible. Still though, due to the fact that both squads' economies are stable, into another full buy we go. The setup by the old boys was really relying on Ralen finding himself inside the window and not dying. Unfortunately, he jumped, which allowed for Donny to stop him. And from there, the whole idea was actually ruined. Nice catch. Doesn't even though he was flashed. Okay. Aggression punished. The first duel between the Opas. Secured by the representative of the Old Boys. Again, bits of information required. One confirmed on A. They shall be expecting a second ascent. Will he go in? Amsterdam can throw him a flash, but unfortunately for him, it's Tutson and Ralen being quicker. I'm not really sure why they even decided to fight for this. Considering there was a molly, they probably thought that Old Boys are trying to fake out exit, and that was not quite the case. Okay, Donny will catch one, but this confirms his presence. Flash comes in way too short. Tripix with Kalashnikov. Isn't it better for him to just go back? But he will get really paranoid about the player coming from Murder Hole. So as he commits, he loses 4-2. All the boys starting to extend their lead. Money once again an issue. Only Donny, the one that can possibly go all in with an M4 as he tried doing, but feels like MHO and Amsalem have said no, still not. You're not allowed. Better save whatever you have, plus 2400 coming in the next round, so you're going to be able to offer MHO his op. But again, Goofy with a really strong start, similarly to what we saw out of him on Overpass. 10 kills already on his tally. Raden, top fragging. Excuse me, second fragging with 8. Top fragging on Overpass. But again, it's these two leading the charge as Ralen covers. He'll finally fall, but that mid-crunch does not really lead to any more damage outside of the kill that they found. So 5-2. Both squads not wanting to waste any time as we go into round number 8. Let's see until when the Old Boys are going to be able to keep on picking rounds. We said that this is not one of the most comfortable maps for Wildcard Academy. Okay, the boost, not a bad idea. In some of the previous rounds, we're seeing quite a lot of attempts out of Wildcard Academy to pressure through this part of the map. Here comes the lurk smoke, but there is a gap if Tutson wants to exploit it. Radan again keeps on creeping out from under. He doesn't see anyone. For just a second, I thought that maybe he's going to be actually able to spot Amsalem, but sees the boosted player. Double HE and even a molly. Donny is a dead man. Lovely usage of the Yutso. Tripix is double. Will actually hold Wildcard Academy into the round, allowing for Amsalem to deliver the numbers advantage. Tommy too far away from his teammate, but the possibility of a silent entry from Ballas is definitely there. The reaction good. Goofy with his 11th. And the molly will prevent Amsalem from pushing deeper. The ticks of the molly giving his position out. There's still an HE if Goofy wants to throw it, but the double crossfire setup which Tom and Goofy can set up is actually quite strong. There isn't a defuse kit in play. Pretty certain that there isn't one dropped on the side itself. Tom doesn't decide to go all in. Instead, they're looking for the timing. They're looking for the moment. There comes the incendiary thrown Tom's way. But surprise, surprise, as Goofy controls it. 15 seconds for the 10-second defuse. Goofy needs to buy just some more seconds. And not only that, but he gets the extra $100 and the kill. Triple on his tally, 6-2. And again, Wildcard Academy is simply unable to stop their Polish opponents. Whoa, whoa. How by it will be. And a perfect opportunity for the Old Boys to officialize a win. Let's see whether they're going to be able to do this. Okay, Tripix, one, not bad. Dink, that's a second. Wait a second. This is a bit of an issue. This is a bit of a problem. They will not push through that mole, but those are 2 AKs picked up. Dolan will now realize that there is a chance for him in the off-angle as the drop was there. He'll find MHL, takes Tripix down to 54. However, the only problem is that there are still 2 more guys remaining on the side of Wildcard Academy and who have absolutely no idea how deep they have pushed, whether they're still hiding on the side. That's the reason as to why Tutson keeps on thinking about each and every off-angle. The map is practically black right now for the old boys. Tripix inside kitchen looking to cook. But he shall not underestimate the base. Timing is everything. Dolan gets caught. And this is absolutely phenomenal for Wildcard Academy. They could be more than happy with the way this round has played out. As Tripix finds what more. It's a 4K. He has to look for the ace. One more bullet will do it, and there it is. It's again the Ukrainian player of Wildcard Academy doing it all alone. Tripix has been outstanding. We saw the clutch earlier. He has been a consistent threat in the faces of the old boys. The only problem is that so far the tendency has been for the T side to be getting 3 consecutives before they get stopped. Then we repeat the same thing. It happened 2 times. So we have 3 more rounds of play. Tutson was not too far away, but MHL simply quicker. Sen as well pulls the trigger off. And as early as minute and 35 seconds, we have a 2-man lead for the CT side. If you want to look competitive, it's quite important to secure each and every round until the end of the half if you're Wildcard Academy. On the end of the world, I don't think that the old boys are that worried. They are more of a CT-sided team. I think that they've already done a good job, but let's not forget that the first half of Overpass was also really close, and small margins will keep on mattering wherever you are. Storm is in the grave. Dolan, what can he do? Apart from spray and pray. Well, rely on Michu. 50 seconds. Flank coming on the way. Tripix will soon catch Dolan. Surprise, surprise. That was the bomb carrier. So from here onwards, shall be an easy cleanup. Feels like Michu will go straight into the scope of MHL. Which will be another. And out of nowhere, this first half will become significantly more interesting. Money gone. So back to the pistols will be the name of the game for the old boys. Okay, and flash with the Tech 9. I think that this has been a big tendency nowadays in the professional meta. A team gets to an early lead, let's say a 4-0, 5-0. They lose a single round and the CT side starts recovering. This has been happening irrespective of the map. Amsterdam and Donny have been given as the sacrificial lambs as we go into the final round of the first part of play. Not an op for Tutson. We have to play with the Kalashnikov in hand. Could we get another 6-6 half? Both squads looking competitive. The old boys secure their opponents' map pick. Wildcard Academy looking to do the same. But again, let's not forget about the map advantage that Wildcard Academy has coming into this one. Because they beat the old boys in the upper bracket final. MHL. Great shot. Step ahead of the play. HE will break open the smoke. The peak will be timed as good as the Polish player could have hoped for. Amsterdam will add one more. And it's sold, added to injury. As the old boys cannot do anything about the fact that Wildcard Academy has woken up. Wildcard Academy is online. MHL with a triple will look to add even a fourth to close out the half and to deliver the tie that we wanted to see. There it is, in front of our eyes, 6-6. The second half will decide a lot. I think that it's also the mentality in this grand final, right? One-on-one are the maps. Close first overpass. You can kind of shake it off. You can think, okay, it happens, you know, a couple of small situations which we let go. But here on Mirage, things are going to be a bit different because as you go deeper and deeper into tonight's veto, more and more city-sided maps will start coming in. Nuke and Train. Honestly, outside of Overpass, the two most city-sided maps that we have is Judson showing that he feels good on the city side. He's a headshot. Here they come, accelerating into that A-bomb side. One is playing close. That's Roland. They will need to check him. But it's Tom through the smoke, finding one, allowing for his Polish teammate to find the perfect opportunity. Couple more shots. And S55 does not grab anyone. It's up to Tripex, but he has given up, with which Old Boys will bring back the lead in their hands. 7-6. Perfect time for me to actually drink some water because something is happening with my voice. It's cracking. It's cracking. No more cracks. I promise. It's getting quite hot. Not only in the server, but also in my room. Tech9's brought and play my favorite type of pistols. And I can tell you from experience and from having casted a lot of Bulgarian and Polish teams that from pistols hurts the most, Michu is really close. That's a dangerous off angle for you to hold, my dear friend. When you're playing against such a force bike, calling out Ralen for the extra help. Through the smoke, they will shut them down. Michu will stop the bomb carrier, keeps the dance going. Will blade against the pistol master himself. And the USP would outplay Amsalem. Yeah, indeed, from pistols hurts the most, but who else to know it than Michu? A guy that back in the days played for teams like Iqua. Like VP Prodigy. Excuse me, not VP Prodigy, but Virtus Pro. I don't know why I said VP Prodigy. He has been on the biggest of stages, not once or twice. And now he's back, looking to remind our dear viewers that he still has what it takes. Same goes for a guy like Ralen, part of ITB. Like Goofy, who used to be part of the Polish iteration of Vance. Felt like this team came out of nowhere. Cannot be underestimated because of the names in it. Too much casting Virtual Humanoid. Yeah, we have been casting quite a lot of matches recently. That's definitely a thing. I tried investing all my energy and time into covering as many ESEA Advanced and ESEA Challenger League matches as possible. I think that probably since the beginning of the year I've casted more than 600 Counter-Strike maps, which is really nice. I'm going to be casting the major for the Bulgarian audience, as we can cast this round by simply saying that it was the Old Boys stopping Wildcard Academy fully. So here we go, 9-6. Hope now back in the hands of MHL. But feels like again that the firepower is slightly better on the side of the Old Boys as it was on the previous map. Again, way more positive KD differences. Actually, again, nearly everyone has a positive KD, which is not quite the case for MHL and his teammates. Tripex the only one with a 12-10 score line. Mid-pressure there already. Incendiary underneath window to make sure that no one decides to get boosted. Let's see, HE breaks open the smoke. The bomb still hasn't made its way. Nice catch out of Ascend. This allows for connector control to be secure, but I think that what Wildcard Academy is intending right now is to just pause for a second. They still haven't fully decided where do they want to commit. Obviously, the smoke provides them a leeway into the side, but Dolan has been spotted. Dutson tucked in the corner, tries while peeking. That was a mistake. Rallen, his remains are unknown. Activates to find one to make it slightly better. Still a 3-on-4. Short player is about to come in. Can they combine? Amsalem says Guns Barrel will be spotted, so that's an easy catch. The Israeli was not too concentrated in this situation, but Asen is a triple kill out of the lane. And talking about firepower, his firepower was missing on overpass. Now is a perfect chance for him to demonstrate it, as Wildcard Academy will seal away this round. But yeah, so far it has been a really great season. As I pointed out, season 56 will be my 10th season of casting ESEA Advanced. I've covered the most matches in the last 5 seasons, and stories like Wildcard Academy Season 1, like the Old Boys Season 1, are really what makes the league so incredible. Amsalen. Okay, will not quite get a flash, but look for the timing. Doesn't manage to quite connect. Trades quite a lot of his HP. Donny as well, another HE that this time they will miss to catch Rallen off guard. A boost, not a bad idea, but it comes at a proper moment for Donny to activate. Finally, it was about time for the other Ukrainian representative on Wildcard Academy to show what it's made of. Tutsin needs an AWP ace. Triple kill already. Extinguishes the flames. The bomb needs to be picked up. There is a chance for a highlight here for Tutsin. Bomb planted inside the smoke. Warning shot. 2 more bullets. 2 targets. Both of them below half HP. What will he do? Doesn't have any util. I don't think that there's util dropped around the bomb site. So what he's hoping for is essentially punishing a mistake, which is not going to happen because both Donny and Amsalem know that you don't want to peek into a knob, not into Tutsin. And as the bomb will explode, again the difference will shrink down to just a single round between Old Boys and Wildcard Academy. Well played on Donny's side. We saw how he did. Got countered by the nades, but still kept pushing forward. Punished Rallen for pushing through that smoke. Then was prepared for the boost for Tom. And the moment that the third Polish player decided to have a peek, it was an insta headshot, which now makes Michiu's teammates call for a tactical timeout. Once again, for a second straight map, feels like Old Boys are having a better individual performance, but it's Wildcard Academy playing some better team-orientated Counter-Strike. And making it to DreamHack Knockout Stockholm is just the first step. There, the real opposition will come. Big and M80 played in Atlanta. M80 cruised past the German squad with a 3-0, if I'm not mistaken. They qualified for ESL Pro League, which is essentially what each and every team wants, especially those coming from the European region. Let's not forget that we have a team like Inner Circle, previously called Team Next Level, that actually started from the Advanced League and managed to grind out. Playing ESL showed good results. So it's not impossible, as long as you truly want it to happen. No contest for mid. 2-3, standard default setup. Molly extinguishes the flames. Oh, but there is Rallen, who has not been spotted. Amsalem is covering right now, but there is a bit of a timing. Let's have a look at that. Tom spots as Donny returns the favor. Down into a 4-on-4 we go, with again plenty of time on the clock. Incendiary extinguishing that CT side smoke. Tutsin, he can have a really hard time depending on the timing. He will keep on looking as Sand peeks straight into the scope. So the Polish Opa could be more than happy because there isn't any mid presence. Now spots the op shot through the boxes. Here comes the flash. Tutson will not connect. Taichi for no damage at all, but the quick scope is indeed landing as Donny is put into a clutch 1-on-3 with 12 seconds. I think that he has reached the dead end. He has to accept the fact that Wildcard Academy will not secure this round, but a tent will appear and the Ukrainian will not even be able to retrieve the gun. Economical advantage over to the side of the old boys. We might end up seeing an 11-8 again. Yeah, there comes the tactical timeout. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think, and I'm pretty sure that 11-8 was the scoreline from which we saw a team bouncing on that first map. So the old boys, they know what it takes to win such a close map. It's their map pick in the end of the day. Not so late for Wildcard Academy to put up a fight. Going all in would be risky, especially if they don't get the bomb planted. But I mean, you want to take that risk, right? You find an opener towards middle, you get the bomb planted, and whatever happens from there onwards, you're actually good with the fact that you have enough money in round number 20. Okay, a couple of flashes. Dolan tries to exploit the small gap created by the bullets. So a standard defaultly played round by Wildcard Academy. Really calm. You don't want to rush. You want to be really precise with the way you're moving, with the way you're peeking, with the way you're communicating if you want to. Re-smoke from window comes in. HE on top of Donis' head. Really well timed. Minus 56. The incendiary and the HE will once again be really, really good. Tripex burns in the flames. Here comes the short aggression. Tom stays inside ladder room, which is definitely the better option because it allows you to actually watch middle, alleviating some of the pressure. Amsalem does not alleviate any pressure, but Rallen does. And as there isn't any more util, MHL will need to hope that he's going to be able to make the cross. Denied by Tom. HE doesn't deal damage. Tripex's Kalashnikov does. 1-on-3 again for the Ukrainian, but this time around, Goofy sends Stola. 11-8. The old boys are playing as if this is the very first time that they step on Mirage. And what I mean by this is that they feel the hunger for success. They find more blood in the water. And this has activated them to show their fierce side. Tactical timeout number final for Wildcard Academy. Tough economical position to be put into. I mean, honestly, you probably have to accept the fact that old boys are going to be getting to those map points. Not really sure whether an investment will truly warm my heart. 2900 as the lowest bonus, okay. But either way, it is not going to be enough for a good buy. But they will go after Kalashnikov, the Galil, those upgraded pistols with the util. Let's say, can they put those guns into work? Round number 20. A map that we also didn't get to see between these two squads when they faced each other. The previous time, at least. We have a good idea of what we can expect out of Nuke and Train. HE breaks open the smoke. Tripex has not been spotted. Tripex has been absolutely outstanding since the beginning of this best of 3 for Wildcard Academy. Again, is the default approach. Smoke for window. Donny coming out from under. There is a bit of a boost. It can catch Tom off guard if he's not careful. Not a bad idea. Tripex. Oh, decided to call this one off. MHL says Molly will push Tom deeper into the side. Okay, even more control secured now that Wildcard Academy knows that nobody's going to be creeping out from short. But the idea is that you still have Michu a bit deep, who now gets spotted. Tutsen behind Ticket. Michu is still alive. The crossfire setup is deadly. And straight into the meat grinder, Wildcard Academy goes in hopes to find something, but nothing is really there. It was all just a trap. A well set up trap by the old boys, and the Deagle shots cannot be the saving grace. 4 chances for the old boys to come out on top on their map pick and to have not only 1 but 2 chances to close out this series. Of course, if they don't manage to do it on the next one, which will be Nuke. This is what potentially the final buy of Wildcard Academy looks like. Not even an AK. Again, they decide to fight from mid control. Radin with a lethal blow onto Tripex. There comes Tom as well. He'll get headshotted by MHL, but this kill doesn't really lead to anything much more. A part of Wildcard Academy just falling down. Shattering into pieces. There it is. The old boys, ladies and gentlemen, will win Mirage. It's a 13-8 victory as they go into Nuke, having a chance to be the winners here in the 55th season. Good game, well played.